finally, this is working. Sorry about that. This is probably take 3. It keeps, I don't know, it keeps getting stuck and then it goes offline again. Now we are here. Welcome to my live and thank you for coming by. The ones watching right now, you're probably watching a replay because this is an unplanned live that I just decided to do last minute. So, yes, in this live, I will be, the times we are living in right now is pretty crazy. It's nothing that I've experienced before, and none of you either, I guess. To think that I came back from Miami, how many weeks? Like 3 weeks ago now. And by then it wasn't even like nearly as bad as now. I mean, at the airport, I was asked, have I been traveling to China? I just said no, and fine, I could travel from UK to the US. And now you can't even travel. So it's crazy. The topic of this video is how to keep calm in the middle of chaos and uncertainty. So if you have any thoughts about this, if you're watching on the live, hi guys, Baby Doll, hi, thank you for joining. If you have any thoughts about how to keep your calm in the middle of all of this chaos and uncertainty, please do let me know in the chat or in the comments below if you're watching on replay, because I would love to hear your thoughts as well. And I'm going to share my thoughts on this subject. So, the first thing that I do to keep calm and keep rooted in myself and kind of release stress is, the first thing is deep breathing. I just take a deep breath and I can feel already how my pulse is kind of calming down, and I kind of breathe out, close my eyes sometimes, and I just take deep breaths, and you can instantly feel how your body is relaxing from that. Another thing that I do every time I feel a little bit stressed about something is I try to find time to paint and do art, because that's what I do basically every single day. But to calm down and to kind of, you know, release all that stress and all that kind of anxiety about everything that's going on in the world, I just, I don't know. I find time to spend time painting. I like candles. I light incense. And yeah, just kind of find time for myself. And there's something so calming about painting as well. I don't know if you guys paint. I guess some of you, let's see, Hemu Art World. I am guessing that you're painting because it sounds like an art channel. And Oodle Doodle, hi, thank you for joining. Are you guys into art and painting at all? Or are you, what are you up to? What do you do to kind of Another thing that I will mention in this live is also that I am taking part of Dina's art challenge. It is called Underwater Art Challenge, #. So that is what I'm gonna do as well. I'm gonna do some painting, and yes, if it turns out well, I will contribute to that challenge with this painting. But if it doesn't, I'm just gonna not mention it to her at all. Check out her channel as well, Dina. I'll link it below. So in her challenge, she is mentioning to paint something either underwater or a live, what do you call it, landscape. And I was getting inspired by this. You might have probably seen this one before, The Great Wave by Hokusai. And he's painting this enormous wave, so gorgeous. And I don't know, I didn't really plan. I want to do something with this canvas because I had it around for ages, but I keep adding to it and I keep painting over it, and now I'm gonna do that again. So let's see how this turns out. I'm actually going to start with covering. I use acrylic paints. Hi, Sticky Art Channel. Thank you for joining. What are your best tips on staying calm and kind of keeping yourself unstressed in the situation that we are in right now? For me, it's painting, lighting candles, incense, and just, I don't know, trying not to kind of get too involved in all of it. Don't read into news too much because, you know, if you keep reading about this virus thing from morning till evening, it's just gonna make you paranoid and it's not really gonna help you in any way. So I try not to read the news too much because I don't know, it's all over, isn't it? Where in the world are you guys based? And how is the situation where you are? Hi, Jessica, thank you for joining. Jessica is also a very creative lady. You should check out her channel. She has some cool videos on there. And I know Jessica is also, I guess for Jessica, is it also for you to paint? Does that keep your mind calm? Hi, Simone. Thank you for joining. Finally, it's working. I was telling these ladies as well that I'm gonna do a random live. So come on if you're online. But then it didn't work. It didn't want to play with me, and now it's finally playing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover. Where shall I start? I think I'm gonna start somewhere here. Kind of just get over that black part over there. So what I mentioned was that I find painting very calming. And to me, it's not even about what you create as much as just, you know, playing with colors and emptying your mind. I am really not gonna stress that much about how this painting turns out. I'm just gonna cover the background a little bit because I didn't really like how that turned out. And I didn't want this canvas to go wasted. So it's been laying around, and now, because I'm taking, did I explain that already? I'm taking part of Dina's art challenge, underwater art challenge. And if this turns into something, then I will contribute to her challenge. And if it doesn't, don't tell Dina that I painted this. She's a lovely lady. She's an artist, and she posts a lot of lovely videos. So go and check out Dina's channel as well. After the chat, I'm gonna add her little link in the comments. And if you are into arts and painting or even sculpture or anything like that, you should also take part of this challenge because it's a great way for artists to kind of, she's building an art community, and it's just a nice way to meet each other and see what other artists get up to. Simone, are you still there? Simone is so good at her lives. She can talk and talk and talk for hours. And I always told her that I'm a bit jealous because I don't have that skill. I can paint for hours, but I'm not that good at talking as she is. So I wish I had her sitting here on another chair and just doing the chatting while I do the painting. Because I'm better at keeping quiet than she is. Simone is a lovely lady. I'm just teasing. She's a lovely lady, and I think I started watching Simone's channel when I was looking into homeschooling. I think Simone, I can't really remember that well, but I think it was about homeschooling, something that I came across your challenge. So she is posting about. She's a mother of 3, and she is posting a lot about family life and homeschooling, and she does a lot of like shopping videos and whatnot. So go and check out Simone's channel as well. She's a lovely, lovely lady. Who else have we got here? I love you too, Simone. Let's see. Who else? Let me scroll up a little bit. Yeah, so I was gonna ask, I've been asking before as well, that What are your tips to keeping calm when things are going completely crazy around you? What are your ways of keeping your mind calm and kind of not getting too caught up in it all? I know that when I start reading all articles and checking into news and everything, kind of it just stresses me out a little bit too much. So I look into a daily update and then I kind of just go off. Because I don't know, I don't want to panic. For now, I'm staying home as much as possible. I kind of left out for now. So staying home alone, painting a lot. Not alone, my partner is here as well, but yeah. I think I'm gonna leave this flower here up in the corner, so it's a little bit random. Another thing I was thinking about was, I always play music when I'm painting, and when I'm doing lives, I can't really play music. But is there, like, for classical music, are you allowed to play that? Is that licensed, like Chopin or stuff like that? I mean, who owns the rights for that kind of music? Does anyone know? Okay, so now I'm still just covering the background. You can tell that I didn't really plan this painting, right? But yeah, it's gonna be part of the underwater art challenge. And Dina reminded me about the challenge today. And then I was like, oh my goodness, I completely forgot about it because of all that's going on. And also, I'm a bit behind. Post a video because it's Mother's Day in UK on Sunday, the 22nd of March. So I was gonna post a Mother's Day post now, and then I just felt like, I don't know, with everything going on, I decided not to post it yet. I'll post it at some point this week. But yeah, let's see. What are you guys saying? Charlotta, would you ever consider giveaway with one of your paintings being the prize? If you come and pick it up, Simone, you can have this one, yeah? I'm thinking about, because I'm getting closer to 1K. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting closer to 1K, and I'm thinking about some kind of a giveaway for that. So I'm not sure yet if a painting, they're quite heavy to send out. But let's see. I'm thinking about what I should do for my 1K. And since this is a water challenge, I'm thinking, I didn't show you guys this, the guys who came on later. So when Dina mentioned that it should be a landscape painting with the sea or under the sea, the challenge is called Under the Sea. So a lot of them are like fish and stuff like that. But I thought of this artist. You probably heard of him before, Hokusai. And this massive wave. And I'm thinking that I could add some kind of a massive wave here somewhere. I don't know. I was inspired by this artist anyway, but I'm not going to do it that style. Let's see. The paints that I'm using are these ones. I'll link them below as well. It's acrylic paints. Now, as I'm painting, I'm starting to think of another artist here on YouTube. A friend of mine she is called Sandy, Dandy Sandy. and she paints a lot of sea pictures, and she is so freaking good at that. It's not my area of expertise, let's put it that way, but as I love painting, I'm still gonna take part of this. I don't know, it's just fun to take part of it, as it's for the artist community. I'm gonna focus on the painting bit for a bit now, so I'll go a little bit quiet. This is how I find calm in the chaos. I kind of just dive into painting. And you guys that are still here, you can see 5 of you watching right now. You should go in and support each other as well. Check out each other's channels. Because I just love how a lot of you guys are supporting my channel, and I do try to do the same as well. And check out you guys' videos and what you've been up to and what kind of content you create. I'm not sure if I should leave this random flower here in the corner or paint over it. And another thing is I don't usually use this easel. I kind of prefer painting on a flat base, but because I'm doing a live, I can't really do that right now. This painting has so many layers of paint on it that it's getting a bit thick here. These girls, Jessica and Simone, were talking about people that do silent lives, and I feel like I'm doing a little bit like that now. Just go quiet and keep the live on. Sorry, guys. And that's how I find calm in the middle of chaos. Painting. Painting, candles, incense, and deep breathing is where I find calm. Simone, can you speak to everyone, please? Can you be the one who's talking? I'll do the silent live and you guys talk, yeah? Can we do it that way? So what I'm trying to do is combining this sea with the waves in front, but this one is quite dark and this one is more, maybe I need to put some of that green down here as well. Gonna make it blend in a bit more. Does that work? Maybe a bit better. Put some more green. I wish Sandy was on this live as well. She could tell me what to do to make this work. Yeah, a bit better, I guess. And then I want to make the sky a little bit lighter. This one is a different brand, but they are more or less the same. But this one is a little bit thinner than the other one. I do a lot of random things. In case you're new to the channel, I have a lot of random things like that lion and other sorts of projects. This white is quite thin. Might need to put a few layers, to be honest. So our plans for Mother's Day on Sunday was to go and see my partner's mom. But now I'm not really quite sure. We're gonna spend the weekend there. But now I'm not quite sure if we should go or not because of everything that's going on with the virus. And you know, a lot of people are self-isolating and we've been spending most time at home as well. So it's a tricky one, isn't it? I think we might not go, which is a bit of a shame because it's Mother's Day after all. But hey, I guess these outbreaks don't go by schedule. Let's put some more clouds on this dark sky. Jessica, would you ever do a live painting? I would love to see you paint as well. Simone, you don't need to do any more lives because I've been watching you for so many hours now. I'm just teasing, by the way. Great lives. And there we go. There's some clouds. Let's put some white to this as well. Brighten it up a little bit. The reflection from this light that I have here behind is so strong that I can't really see that well. I have another video that I posted quite a long time ago where I do painting meditation. So painting is just super calming for the mind. And kind of not taking any stress on how it turns out, but just having fun with the colors. And that's what I try to do with the kids in the art classes here in London as well. Just kind of let them play with the colors while they mix and learn new skills. So, what shall I do next? Maybe put some. Should I put some? What do you call it? Islands. And I'm mixing colors here. The palette is down there on the table. I'm using a paper palette and it's like with different sheets like that. So when you use one, you just rip it off and throw it away and carry on with the next one. then, I don't know. Maybe fix these lines a bit. Kind of want to make something super random here in the middle. Any ideas? What shall I add here? A boat? Yeah, that's a good idea. Caleb always thinks about boats and ships, right? In your painting, I saw the beautiful boat that you got on the horizon. It looks so cool. I'm not sure. Make another little island over here. Maybe I could put one here in the middle as well somewhere. But I kind of want to make something super random that doesn't belong in this picture at all, like this random flower in the corner. I'm not sure. Let me just see without the reflection. Yeah. This keeps moving. Can you see me jump when it's moving to the side? I always do that. And you know, sometimes when I do these lives when I'm painting, I forget that you are here. That's even crazier. But you see, that's how calming it is to do some painting when you feel stressed. You forget all the worries and all the trouble and kind of just dive into the world of colors and shapes and whatnot. I should really let this one dry in between, but I kind of don't feel like. You can use a hairdryer, but oh well. And another thing with painting is I find the more you add layers, the kind of more depth you get to it. How's that looking? Let's take the other brush. So what I usually do when I paint is I have a few different brushes for different colors. So now for darker and this one is for lighter. What else? Trying to cover the dark from the background a little bit more. So to create a wave, kind of make it dark at one point. Like that. Then we take a middle tone, need to mix a bit of white. A little bit of lighter blue here. The darkest under here. Some light here on top. There we go. That's a little bit. Gonna take some of that out. And a little bit of lighter in here. I think that part needs to be. Yeah, I don't know. How does that look? It's looking a little bit, I don't know, it's looking a little bit like a canvas rather than water. Like a curtain, like you're opening a curtain. What are you saying about, so we will be stalking your channel? Whose channel are you talking about? These girls are crazy about stalking. Simone and Jessica, you need to be careful with them, guys. Okay, here's a wave. Kind of like a wave, meant to be a wave anyway. I'm gonna take a bit of that white off like that, because it makes it more natural to put that one a little bit down, blend it in like that. And then even it out a little bit more. Let's put some splashes up here. The thing with the white that I'm using is it is a little bit thinner than the other paints, so you can tell in the quality it's not as good as the other ones. I don't know. This one is a bit thinner, so I wouldn't recommend this, to be honest. These ones are great. These ones are definitely worth money. I think I have another one somewhere. Here's my other white. I have a whole cupboard of paints here behind you guys. Oh, here it is. This one is a bit thicker. So open that one instead. Who have I not said hello to? You can see 6 of you are here. I don't know if everyone are chatting. Let's see if this one works a bit better. Oh yes, that's much better actually. Get more texture in the paint. There we go. So let's practice these waves. I'm not that great at them, to be honest. I like trying and learning. I really like this white. It's much thicker. So this is my way of keeping calm in the chaos. Painting for hours. And just taking my mind off whatever it feels stressful for a while. Situation change every day. Like first, of course, there was no toilet paper. I got some here. First there was no toilet paper. Then all of a sudden there was no pasta. Then the next day there was no bread. Now there's no egg, no vegetables. So it's like day by day things are just starting to run out. And now they said on the news that they recommend for us to stay at home. It's not forbidden to move outside yet, but they do recommend isolation, self-isolation. And yeah, that's why I'm here. I haven't. Do you know what's so crazy as well? At the gym, the cleaner was coughing and she was wearing a. And I asked if she's been unwell, and she said, yeah, she had the flu for 2 weeks, and she's the cleaner in the gym. Can you like get your head around that? She's the cleaner, so she's the one who's wiping all the surfaces, and she's walking around coughing all over the place. So I'm like, think a little bit. We all carry responsibility in this crazy outbreak, and we need to take each other in consideration. So even if it's just a cold or just a cough, still, we don't know that for sure. We don't know who's carrying and what kind of disease. So with any symptoms, we do need to stay away from everyone's shoppings. Like, she's holding all of them and then putting them into baskets. So like, why? Why do you not stay at home if you're unwell? It's just common sense, really. And I understand that people do need to work and it's their income, but at this point, I don't know, if you have symptoms, you do have to stay at home. For me personally, I run art classes in London, and I do private classes. It's not groups, so it's just one-on-one, and that's why I still carry on with the classes for now. I take it day by day and just follow how it's developing. And as I'm not having any symptoms, I am still running classes, but I have a strict rule on that if the kids are unwell, if anyone has any kind of symptoms, they do need to let me know. And I've canceled a few classes for those reasons. So, yeah. That splash thing over here, it turned out okay, didn't it? I'm like that, by the way. My mind goes from one thing to another. Especially when it's, with these lives, it's so funny because you don't hear other people, you just hear your own voice. So it's like speaking to yourself, even though you're there. If I go into full isolation, I will probably do more lives. And I've got so many fun projects that I've done with the kids that I haven't posted here since the new couple law. So I'm thinking at some point I'll do a video and just kind of put like 10 activities you can do with your kids at home, like art activities, 10 crafts that you can do at home. I'm not sure if that's useful for someone, but in case it is, since a lot of kids will be spending more time at home, I thought, why not? I might as well share it. I'll just have to find a way to go around the couple law because I don't want to mess around with that either. But I guess if I make it for parents, how to keep your kids busy with art activities, then it makes more sense. So when I do random paintings like this, I kind of Just put layers and layers and let it go, let it flow on. And letting go of control and not really putting any kind of pressure on actually trying to produce something, but rather just emptying my mind from thoughts. And yeah, just having fun with it, really. I do want to make this sky a little bit brighter because it's now looking very dark. It's partly because the background was black when I started. I'll just add a little bit of blue to it, light blue. As you can tell, this is not a painting tutorial. I'm not here to teach you how to paint right now. This is just simply how to keep your mind calm. And I'm just reusing an old canvas and adding a little bit more paint to it. I'm gonna spread this with, if that looks a little bit too white, that is because I am blending it with water. A lot of people that I know keep telling me that pressure, and I'm just leading with example here. This is far from anything, it's just playing with color and letting go of that feeling that you actually have to create a masterpiece. Because to me, painting is more about the process of playing with colors and just having fun with it. And worst comes to worst, it will end up in the bin, and that's it. That's the worst case scenario. And you'll probably learn something in the process. So yeah, just having fun with painting, really. Stress release. And now I'm gonna redo these clouds since I found that thicker white. That's much better. I love this white. The other one is rubbish. I remember as a kid we used to lay in the grass and look at clouds in the summer, and then we'll try to find different shapes in them, in characters. To for once, just pick up a brush, pick up some paint, and without planning anything, just kind of play with the colors on a canvas or on a paper and see how you feel about it. You don't need to show it to anyone. You don't need to, take any pressure of creating anything, but just to get the feeling of painting. And then let me know how that went and how you felt about it and how it turned out. That's something that I really, really love about painting with kids is the younger ones, they're not at a stage where they're critical about how it turns out. They kind of just grab a brush, grab some paint and they start painting. And it's that kind of freedom that I kind of try to share on my channel as well, that it doesn't really matter that much if it turns out great or not. I mean, of course, there are some that are more talented at painting, but it shouldn't be the main point, I don't think. And even if you go to these galleries, art galleries with contemporary art, it's you can see that there's a lot of like self-expression and people taking off their emotions on the canvas rather than if it's actually perfect. So yeah, just be compassionate with yourself when you're painting and paint things that feel good to you, even if it's like, I don't know, a stick man. I mean, you don't have to show it to anyone. Now I am actually being quite brave here because you know why? I'm painting something that I'm not like that super good at, and I'm doing it live in front of all of you. So I'm actually living what I'm preaching right now. This is far from something that I feel confident, but I just enjoy playing with colors. So yeah, I mentioned also earlier, I don't know if someone's new on here, that this is going to be part of Dina's art challenge, underwater art challenge. And it can be underwater, or it can be animals under the water, or it can be landscapes. I'll link her video to the challenge below as well, and you have until 20th of March to take part. I hope Simone is still here and handling the chat part. I count on you to do that, okay? I haven't gained that skill yet to kind of, keep an eye on the chat and paint at the same time. I'll learn one of these days. I'll manage and I'll be great at that as well. I'll learn from Simone. Okay. What do you guys think? Is Thriller here? That's very interesting. Have to go and check him out. Not that he needs subscribers, because he blew through the ceiling at once. He does amazing, amazing, amazing artworks. He's great at drawing, and he also wears his grandpa's hat. He said that in an old video, and I never forget. And he's still using that hat, but he stopped mentioning that it's his grandpa's hat. I love your channel, Thriller. Thank you for joining. And you went, where did you go? You went hiking somewhere in the mountain. I saw your video about that as well. Simone, did you subscribe to his channel, it looks like? And thank you for saying that this painting is amazing. It's not really, but I appreciate your kind words. You guys are always so supportive. As I mentioned earlier, this is just me kind of relaxing and emptying my mind from all the stress, and this is completely unplanned. And I was mentioning that people just take the stress out of creating something perfect sometimes and just let go of perfection. Enjoy just creating and playing with colors. Okay. I think I'm gonna start calling this a day. I'll leave this to dry. And maybe at some other point, I'll add something to it, something random. For me, this one is a little bit boring, but it was fun to create it. It's nothing that I would hang on the wall though, even though I love the sea. I'm gonna do a Simone. Do you guys know what Simone does? She says, I'm gonna go off, and then she carries on for another hour. I'm gonna add a little bit of white before I leave it to dry. I'm just teasing, Simone. I love you. I love your channel. What are you guys doing for Mother's Day, by the way? The ones in UK. Are you gonna still celebrate it somehow with your family? Even though we are going through these social distance times and we shouldn't spend that much time socializing. I guess it's still within the family, so in that sense you can still do something in your household. I will post a video about Mother's Day, but I don't know, I felt like with everything going on, I kind of needed to do a little bit of just random painting before I post that Mother's Day one. Because I'm not gonna mention this whole virus thing in that Mother's Day post. I just want that one to be uplifting and yeah, that's why I'm getting all of this anxiety about this whole virus thing out on this painting now, and then I'll stay positive for the Mother's Day. Let's see. Okay, bye, Jessica. Bye. Thrilla, yeah, he went over 20K. He's really growing and he's doing super, super well. And if you're not subscribed to him, go and check out his art. It's for a good reason that he blew up. I mean, you were part of, whose channel was it again? Someone gave you a shout out. A bigger channel gave you a shout out and then kind of blew up from there. But it's not without a good reason. I mean, they wouldn't have subscribed unless your content was so great. So they call the credits for it. It's well deserved. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're gonna do with that, because it brings a kind of different dynamics to the page as well when you have that many subscribers, because you know that a lot of more people are watching. Now this video probably around like 50 people, 50 views max, because it's a live. So I know that I don't need to be that perfect. But when you know that you might have 20K people watching you kind of, yeah, I guess you think a little bit more about. Anyways, that's enough white. I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. I'm gonna start tidying up here, so I'm gonna leave this live for now. And I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye.